Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In the following videos I will teach you the basics of the C# programming language while making a game, the popular Rock Paper Scissors. This project will be a console application for Windows using the .NET framework. So, grab your computer, pull up a chair, and let's get started. If you are new to programming, at this point you might wonder, how do I even start programming? How do I even start writing a program? The instinct of most of us as beginner developers is to start writing code right after we are given an assignment, be it for school or for work. In fact, the first step in programming has to happen in your mind, not on the computer. You must be sure to understand the problem you are trying to solve and the requirements provided. In short, we need two things: requirements and design. Requirements define what needs to be done. These can be researched by us, provided by the user, or as in this case, exist as the rules of the games we are trying to model. Design, on the other hand, defines how the system will achieve the requirements. And the simplest way to start designing is using the 3 program steps approach. We will define inputs, process, and outputs. In the input step, we need to define what data enters our system and how. Since our game will be a console application and will not have a graphical user interface, the input data will be entered by the user through the keyboard. An important part of the input process is data validation, which means making sure that the data entered by the user is valid and can be processed correctly. To model our game, we will limit the options that the user can enter to only 3 letters: R for rock, P for paper, and S for scissors. In the process step, we have to define what happens to the data once it's entered into the system. For our game, we need to calculate the result of the match based on the user selection and some value generated by the computer. Once we have one of these 3 values, rock, paper, or scissor, we will compare it against a randomly generated value, which can also be any of these 3 letters. At this point, we have to use the rules of the game to process this input and define whether the user won, lost, or tied against the computer. The output step is the last one. After the process step, we know the result of the game. Now, how do we make the user aware of it? Again, since this is a console application, we will show a message to the user. For clarity, this message will contain both the user's input, the computer selection, and the result. Now that we have a better idea of what the program that we are writing has to do, we can start creating a project and jump into the code. And that will be part of the next video. So for now, I hope that this approach has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.